dear, dear. Bit of a late start tonight, after 11 o'clock, but nothing that couldn't keep these guys up, huh? After 11 o'clock, but nothing slows them down. They feel as though it's early afternoon. It's sad to see Black Day for Australia, Australia's own version of royalty, embroiled in a no-holds-barred legal dispute. Of course, I'm talking about Warwick Capper and his estranged wife, Joanne. Very sad. There, Capper threat to kill ex-wife. Custody battle, of course, the estranged couple fighting for custody of their hairdryer. Now, apparently Warwick got so angry he tried to strangle Joanne with his footy shorts. He strangled everything else if he's with them. What could the Cappers possibly be fighting for custody of? The fluoro parachute leisure suit? The Farah Fawcett curling tongs? Of course, then there's all of her stuff as well. Hey, Tony, can we just have another look at that little, yes, there you go. Now, look, there can we just, the names, can we swap the names around, Tony? Joanne Capper, there you go. Warwick, stop. No, there's still not something right with it. There's something wrong with that. Tony, could you swap the hairdos over? No, it's still not working for me. Tony, have you got anything else up there under the name of Capper? Anything else? Yes. There you go. Say, mirthful or what? Did you read in the paper about Cherie Paul, the con woman, who has allegedly netted herself $2 million in a social security fraud scam where she assumed 109 different identities? Did you read that? Yeah. She sparked an uproar in court yesterday by unleashing a stream of abuse, screaming and yelling, and this is all in court. We feel she's probably been unfairly treated, so to get her side of what happened in court yesterday, we've got on the line Cherie Paul. Cherie, are you there? What exactly happened yesterday, Cherie? Cherie Paul. Cherie. Yeah. Cherie Paul. Say, have I introduced Count Paul Grabowski and the Groupmatics?
Hi, Steve.
How are you, Paul?
That Warwick Capper is in relation to the Phi Beta Cappers?
Quick as a wink. He hasn't lost it. The magic of Count Paul Grabowski and the Groupmatics. Thank you. And not to be outdone, Shelley and the Groupettes. And look, at $1 million, but the girl on the extreme left of the screen has a problem. Guests, author of I Wonder If Bruce Springsteen Would Fancy Me, poet, philosopher and comedian Pam Ayres is joining us. She's going to be pretty nice. She's a former actress, she's a former journalist. It's only natural she would now be a racehorse trainer. Gai Waterhouse is coming up. She's here. Just back from the Edinburgh Comedy Festival, the Iron Man of the Melbourne comedy scene, Anthony Morgan, is coming out to play. Musically, Clive Young singing up a storm with the Tanzanoid. The beard behind the man, behind the thing that is Agro. Jamie Dunn's coming out for a bit of a chat. But my first guest, one word, two syllables, no brains. Would you please welcome Agro?
Hello, Mr. Vizard, how are you?
Agro, always a great pleasure to see you.
Oh, I'm sick of these arms, look at them. I always look like such a bogan on these shows. Okay.
Agro, first up, how's the fat man been treating you?
Pretty good, I think. I think I've had a good time. I've been in the bag. But, yeah, he's doing okay. He's coming on later, huh?
He will be on later. Any
you
tips?
need a couple of guys to lift him off the ground, maybe. He's a big man.
Any tips for interviewing the big fella?
Yeah, just try and sort of pander to him, humour him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And give him maybe a sugar cube or something like that, you know. Some exercise, walk him around the studio a bit, you know.
He's a good-looking bloke, wouldn't you say?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Now, Agro, of course, the big news about the whole of the entertainment scene at the moment is you're about to make your acting debut, first feature film. I think that's...
Oh, yeah. There's only a minor problem with that, Steve. I've got to sell it yet. But,
it hasn't been sold.
No, I've written it. Stars me. And I've got a love interest too.
Really?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Piece of Westminster.
Now, what's the story about, the film?
Well, it's sort of like I'm the hero, of course, you know, and it's the old bag switch at the airport. You know, there's 3 bags, and I'm in one of them, and the bad guys get me, and I sit up and abuse them, and my love interest gets the money, and then we both get thrown into a room together, and I haven't written a bit about babies yet, but
Now, are there any
maybe one day.
Agro, are there any love scenes in the film?
Sorry, Mr. Vizard. Well, there's not a love scene as such. Like, we both fall asleep in a barn, and we both dream about other people, and we end up kissing, but no tongues.
Oh, no. But you know how in Ghost they've got that pottery scene where they're doing all of the pottery and they've got.
I know, what a messy way to make love on a potter's wheel.
But could you incorporate that scene? You know how they've all got their hands going and the wheels going and everything.
Well, I could, but you know, with me with merchandising and stuff, I'd want to whip up a vase to sell as well.
Ain't that the truth? Agro, he's gonna be back after the news. But first up, it's time for the very latest news. The Queen of the Newsbeat, Ms. Jennifer Keyte.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, good evening, everyone. First tonight, a shocking report that a gunman has shot dead at least 5 people and injured 3 others north of Sydney. 3 of the dead, including a pregnant woman, were at a house in Terrigal on the central New South Wales coast. 2 others there were injured by the gunman. Another died at North Wyong, and scores of police have converged on those towns and on nearby Batteau Bay, where a 5th person was killed and 1 critically injured by the gunman. The shooting began around 9:30 tonight. The gunman gave himself up a few moments ago, but at this stage police have no idea what sparked the slaughter. Cervical cancer could be treated with a simple vaccine thanks to the work of a team of Brisbane researchers.
In more than 1,000 Australian women each year, early detection leads to surgery which saves lives. But the new vaccine developed by University of Queensland scientists could replace conventional treatment and eventually wipe out the disease. Researchers found in 80% of cases a genital wart virus triggers the growth of cancer cells which carry proteins from the virus. The new vaccine teaches the immune system to produce antibodies which attack these proteins, killing the cancer. Trials on lab animals have proved successful. Next year, women with advanced cancer will be given the vaccine to test its efficacy on humans. Ultimately, the vaccine could be administered to teenage girls in a school needle program. Until then, regular pap smears are still a woman's best defence against cervical cancer.
There's a new set of labels on supermarket shelves. They don't show prices, but they will tell you if your groceries are true blue. Shopping for Australian made is now as simple as ABC. A green dot guarantees the product is all Australian owned and produced. Blue indicates Aussie materials but a foreign owned company. And red spot specials have only limited local content. There's still a lot of blank jars because many firms won't cooperate with the label promoters.
Unfortunately, we have had a number of manufacturers who have been very, very reluctant, not only to identify what's in their products, but certainly to tell us where it's actually come from.
The system's being trialled in Adelaide's Foodland supermarkets. If it works in South Australia, the Democrats want to bring in a national law to make all stores display the dinky-dye labels. Overseas and in China, rock fans have taken the term underground music literally. Secret police in China were showing more restraint than usual when the latest rock music club opened for business in a converted nuclear bomb shelter. In a country where rock is still seen as something subversive, such concerts are often raided by police. But the Harmony Club has been given the green light by Beijing, provided party leaders approve all the lyrics. France's newest singing star is too young to worry about politics. 4 4-year-old Geordie Lemoine has been top of the Paris Pops for the past 2 weeks. His hit, It's Tough Being a Baby, has his kinder classmates bopping. It's hard being left to watch the TV while mum chats on the phone, he sings. But his real parents, who are singers themselves, say Geordie is still just like any other preschooler, more preoccupied with his pony or push bike than worrying about adoring fans. Thank goodness. Well, her book has been banned in 2 states, but the people of Australia say Madonna hasn't yet gone too far. Earlier this evening, the 7 Network ran an exclusive special on the singer titled Madonna Exposed, and viewers were asked to say whether they felt she'd exceeded the boundaries of good taste with her recent work. 31% said yes, but 61% gave a resounding no. And Steve, that's our news tonight.
And that was the very latest news, appreciated by this post-11 o'clock audience, as only we could appreciate it. Agro?
Yes, Mr. Vizard?
Merchandising for Christmas. Christmas is coming up soon. I know you're heavily into the merchandising.
Oh, yeah.
thing.
I got heaps of stuff.
Yeah, what do you got?
Got the breakfast cereal, that'll make you regular. Got the biscuits, which is kind of crunched up breakfast cereal, stamped out with my face on it. I got some Christmas cards. I got a Christmas book. I got the Christmas story. It's quite boring, really.
No,
How long you got? Can I sort of promote everything? Got the movie, the t-shirt,
but thanks, Agro.
the book.
Yeah, okay, Agro.
I got the badges. I got the hat.
Yeah, thanks, Agro. Thanks, Agro. Today is a very special day for us, do you know, here. We've got a new producer on the show who we'd like to welcome. He's part of the New Tonight Live team. Mike, he's come off board. He's a part of a family situation. He's worked on a lot of the other 7 programs. He's worked on Home and Away, Sons and Daughters, and before that he was on Neighbours, I think. But let me assure everyone that his background in soap opera isn't going to affect the look of this little baby. Isn't that right, Murby?
That's right, Steve, yeah. Damn it. Who knows what's right in this crazy, mixed up, topsy-turvy world that we live in? I love you, Murphy. How can you say that after all the things I've done?
They said there'd be no tomorrow, but they were wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
For God's sake, don't wake her. It could be fatal. I love you, Shelley.
We might take a bit of a break. We'll be back with more after this. Stick around. This is television.
Does it do me that way? Say why? Tell her that it's human nature. Why? Does it do me that way? Does it do me that way? Does it do me that way?
The music, the Groovematics and the Groovettes, and featuring Shelley Scown. Shelley, can we just have a recap of your wrong performance from, ladies and gentlemen?
They said there'd be no tomorrow, but they were wrong. Wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think I have a future? No?
Magic stuff. It's now time to meet a man who, for the past 12 years, has built a monstrous marketing empire from sticking his hand up a piece of bath mat. Please welcome Agro's alter ego, Jamie Dunn. And you've gone straight to crawl down behind the
Yeah,
seats.
I can't help it. I'm well trained.
When you talk, do you do that?
No, not usually. No.
Now tell us about the first time you met Agro.
Well, I didn't have him initially. There's another guy had him. Really.
Give us the background.
I kind of stole his idea and made $1 million out of it. Right? Yeah, no. There was this other guy I used to do him for the first year or so. And
what happened to him? Rat poisoning?
Yeah, it was the Drano I put in his coffee. And then I kind of took him over just to do the voice on a Saturday morning.
What were the circumstances? I mean, give us the exact...
Well, he left on the Friday, and I'd written a song for the original Agro. I used to be a songwriter before I got like this. And I did the voice in the middle of the song to show the guy what I wanted, and he left kind of abruptly, and they employed me on the Saturday. And I remember getting I was doing it live television, and I was doing Agro, and this executive that's in Melbourne actually at the moment crawled across the floor and gave me this note that said, can you please make the puppet's mouth move when he speaks? Because I was there going, oh, good day, kids, how are you?
Nothing was moving.
No, the mouth wasn't moving at all.
So, and they loved the concept and everything?
No, it didn't take off. It's been a long time, you know, like it's... it just seems to have happened in the last couple of years.
Do you find yourself breaking accidentally into Agro's voice?
No, not usually. But I find that my eyebrows are starting to join in the middle. Have you noticed that?
You're doing that a lot?
Yeah.
Does Agro get a lot of fan mail?
Yeah, he gets 700 letters a week.
And because you, being the sort of person you are, Jamie, would be personally responding to each and every one of those.
Well, I put them on database and try and flog them something, yeah. No, I don't. I look evil. I'm not really evil.
Much. Now tell us about the songwriting stint.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Didn't you?
No.
Well, see, down behind the desks there's like heaps of things you wouldn't know. Like, oh, well, I was so successful as a songwriter, I ended up a puppet. So I was really moving in the songwriting area.
Who did you write for?
Oh, just some people in Los Angeles. I'll drop a few names. I wrote some things for the Osmonds, I guess, and... No, you're right, I didn't do that.
Oh.
Just a whole stack. Yeah, terrible things like the Queen of the Apple Blossom Fair, you know.
Do you play an instrument?
Can you imagine a song called that?
The Queen of the Apple Blossom Fair.
She was the Queen of the Apple Blossom Fair.
Well, thanks, Paul. Yeah, they were right behind you.
I ended up a puppet after that, so that's how it was.
And you're an instrumentalist?
No, I was a drummer, actually. Yeah, I used to play drums with...
a drummer just
this is what happens to drummers.
At that.
Yeah. That's an instrument.
They get scalped and get fat. Yeah, I used to play in the backing band for John Farnham when he was Johnny Farnham, you know, Sadie and all those terrible things.
Oh, really? So you're a very accomplished musician?
Well, it's kind of embarrassing, really, because John went on to, when he released You're the Voice, I hadn't seen him since, I guess, Rose-Coloured Glasses was the last thing I played for him. And I hadn't seen him for, years and years, and he came on to do that show Wombat that I was on as Agro, you see, and I hadn't seen him for that length of time, and he came in the studio, and I was mildly embarrassed because of being his drummer in the past. He came walking in, a multi-millionaire, and great-looking guy with long blonde hair and the long coat and everything, and I'm kind of sitting under the desk going, hi, John. Haven't I done well? And he's going, is that you, Jamie? Yes, John. It wasn't really that hard, a bit embarrassing.
How do your kids react to Agro? Because you've got a couple.
Yeah, I've got a few. Well, yeah, okay.
Something to talk about.
Yes. No, my little boy, he's 3. He'll go and get Agro out of the bag and bring him to me, and then I just put him on and sell him a doll or a mug or something. No, I just look evil.
It's true, though. You are marketing everything. Name something you're not marketing.
Bath mats, but...
We're working on it.
I'm working on that. I've got a great idea for a bath mat where Agro's looking up going, you know, what a porker.
I'm talking to Jamie Dunn. We're going to take a break. Back with Pam Ayres after this. Stick around, television. Because you are an actor yourself, Jamie, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, because I'm trying to get this Agro movie together, I took a couple of things on film just to have a look and see, you know, so you can go, that's a wrap, and clapper, things like that, so I can do it on the set, you know.
But you have appeared in a movie, yes or no?
Yeah. What are you doing to me here?
I'm going to show some footage. This is really embarrassing. This is Jamie. I think this is probably long before Agro, isn't it?
Well, they offered me money.
This is a man who will do anything. This is that well-known Australian classic Butterfly Island 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will now defy death beneath the waters of Australia's Great Barrier Reef while I perform my famous watery grave escape. Can the great owl escape from his chains, or will he meet a watery death? Only time will tell. My assistant Bangles, my assistant Greg, will now push the clock as I plunge beneath the waves.
What will happen next? You want to know about that?
Yeah, I want to know about it.
Okay, so when I was standing on the jetty, I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I will now attempt my watery grave escape." That was fine, but then when they put me upside down on the hook, right, all this fat went down here, I went, "I will sing!" And I couldn't control it because I didn't realise that all this kind of goes down here and you end up going, "And in my watery grave escape." It was embarrassing. And you know the director of that shoot, he actually asked me in the dressing room when they first saw me, he said, "Do we got a girdle or something?" And he was serious. I see myself walking out the jetty.
Our next guest does wear a girdle. No, she doesn't. She's a delightful lady who's been out to Australia more times than the English cricket team. With one difference, she can play cricket. She's the only poet to have her own TV show and is as much loved here as in her native England. Would you please welcome Pam Ayres? To see you again, Pam.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to be back.
Now, the last time we spoke was in a little village in England.
Yes.
Great Tew was the village, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And we had, I think we had a semi-inebriated...
Oliver Reed.
Actually, it wasn't semi. Delete the semi. A totally inebriated Oliver Reed breathing all over us.
He kept doing unpredictable things, didn't he? It was a bit nerve-wracking.
That's right. He kept throwing his fist around and tipping things up and emptying bottles over people. And
making suggestive gestures out of windows and that.
Did you get away all right? Because the last I saw was Oliver was deeply engrossed in conversation with you.
Yeah, I did get away all right, thank you, yes.
Lovely guy, Oliver. I wonder if he's sobered up yet. The 10th Australian tour for yourself.
Well, it's the 10th. It's actually about the 7th. It's the 10th time I've been here, but it's the 7th tour.
The 7th Australian tour for Pam. And you've got a new book out, and
yes.
Presumably you're going to be doing some excerpts from the new book in the show?
Yes, I am, yes. The show is called The Best Bits, and it's some new bits. It's quite a lot of new good bits and some old good bits.
So a lot of bits generally?
Yes, that's right, yes. It hasn't got a theme. Because the last time I came out, I did a show called A Romantic Evening, and that was about romance. It was looking at romance from all different angles, but this is just a potpourri, really.
Now, I've had a flick through your potpourri, and there's a lot of Australian-inspired works in this. There's one about Brian Brown. Can you tell us about Brian Brown, or...?
Yeah, well, I like Brian Brown, and I thought it would be nice to write a poem about Brian Brown, about looking for him, called Searching for Brian Brown, because every time I turned on the TV, well, not so much in the last couple of years, but before then, every time you turned on the TV to see an Australian film, there he would be. And he would always be doing something typically Australian. He'd be shearing the sheep, or slashing the cane, or steering some great paddle steamer up the Murray River, or in Alice Springs. You know, he was sort of Australia epitomised, really. So I thought I would write a piece about looking for him.
Can we have a verse? Could you give us a verse from Looking for Brian Brown?
Yeah, I can. It's sort of a fantasy. By his outfit shall ye know him. Dry as a bones shall swing below him. In a genuine akubra with the marks of battle scored. In my dreams I go to meet him. Through the gums I burst to greet him. Passing o'er the lightly trampled form of Rachel Ward.
looking for Brian Brown. I'm going to kill my husband.
Yes, I wrote this for my husband on the occasion of our 10th wedding anniversary. And I don't really want to kill him. This is just about the times when you know you could kill him. And particularly when you're driving with your husband, you're trying to navigate for him and he falls out with you and harangues you. That's for this occasion. I'm going to kill my husband. I've stuck all I can stick. His constant criticising is getting on my wick. He takes it all for granted, but tonight I can relax. For the minute he complains, I shall whop him with the axe. Yes, I'm going to kill my husband. I shall have him to be sure. He's never going to curse my navigation anymore. I drive him to distraction when I read a map, I know, but tonight I'm going to drive him where he did not plan to go. So when he starts haranguing me till I'm a nervous wreck, shouts and spits and rages till the veins swell in his neck, as he grabs the map from me, there'll be no turning back. I will calmly reach behind me and I'll whop him with the jack. I mean, he gets a cold and I'm supposed to sympathise as his sneezes shake the rafters and the tears stream from his eyes. He looks so woe-begone, just like the back end of a bus. And yet when I am ill, he'll tell me not to make a fuss. See? It's true, he's got to go. You may not think I've got the right, but he snores, you see, and I should know I'm with him every night. With a horrifying steady rhythm, whistle, snore and snort. Well, tonight he's going to stay asleep for longer than he thought.
Pam Ayres. Pam, are you going to stick around for the rest of the show?
Oh, I'd love to, yeah.
Pam, don't answer that yet because, Pam, the cash jackpot tonight has gone, well, it's really gone through the roof for guests.
And tonight's cash jackpot is $50,000.
$50,000, Pam. Well, you don't have to give your answer on whether you're going to stick around. Dwell on it during this next bit. Our guy who's just returned from a sellout season at the Edinburgh Arts Festival, where a critic who was reviewing Sarah Bernhardt said she should be more like our act tonight, Anthony Morgan.
Thanks a lot. Good to be here. I tell you something. I went up to Benalla to see me mum and dad, just because they lived there in Benalla. We're not just a wacky family or anything where you ring up mum and say, I'm come to see you, and she says, all right, I'll be in Benalla. You know, they live in Benalla. It's a shocking joke to start with, isn't it? But people at home will be giggling. Not much, but a bit. But I was in Benalla. Right now, there's bugger all to talk about with mum in Benalla because we ring each other up every day and tell each other everything. You know, so we just sit in the kitchen for about 4 hours and drink about 9 gallons of tea and just stare at each other, you know. And so I thought I'd get out of there before one of us said something we'd regret, you know, like the truth or something. So me and Dad went out and sat on the front fence for a while just to see if a truck would go past or not. And one did. But after a while, Dad said to me, have you ever done any water divining? And I was as shocked as you people are indifferent. The bloody supernaturals come out of me Dad's mouth, you know. Here's a man who, previous to this, has only ever said to me, it's never too late to start an apprenticeship. Suddenly, anyway, he shows me how you do it, right? Now, the way you go divining is you get an ordinary wire coat hanger, right? And you pull him out into a rough sort of square or diamond, a parallelogram, anyway. So you pull him out, now you cut this hooky bit off, you don't want that. And you cut him through there, and you're left with 2 L-shaped bits there. You can see there's one there. There's another one over there. All right, and Mr. Squiggle gets the sack, I'm in, I reckon. Anyway, so you got that, right? Now, the way you divine with them is you'd hold one there, like that, so, and the other one there, parallel to it, right? You say, I can't show you with this, I just look like a dick with a bent coat hanger, but there. All right, so the way you find water... The way you find water is you wander around with these 2 things, and when you go over the top of water, they cross over. Not particularly supernatural, I know, but the spooky bit is if you keep going, they swing around and strangle you. See? So anyway, I wander out. Now, Dad's looking for a boar on his property, right? Now, before we say the obvious thing, a bore is, you know, a bit of water underground, so he knows there's some in the front yard. So he sets me off to see if I've got the gift, right? So I'm wandering around, and after a while, the bloody things cross over this bit. I say, is it here, Dad? He says, yes, Eureka, you've got the bloody gift, beauty. But Dad's looking for a bore in the backyard, right? So me, stupid me, I would have just run a hose from the front round to the back, but that's me, lazy, no brains. See? So we go around the back, and I set off and pretty well straight away found the back tap. And Dad said, well, we'll move a bit further from the house. So we got out the back. Now, it's a big backyard, you know, so we need an organised sort of search. So Mum went along, we did a grid search, what we call. Mum went along with the corner torn out of a bag of corn flour and just did lines down the length of the yard and across, like that, like a big checkerboard. You know, she didn't bother colouring in every second one, no. And then similarly with the bag of caster sugar down and did letters down this side and numbers along there, just so we'd know where we were at all times. Anyway, so I set off, right, in these columns or rows of squares, backwards and forwards, for about 45 minutes, and then after a while, the bloody things, they cross over, around about G7. Right? The bloody arms in the air, jubilation, no one's ever found water at the G7 before. So out with the shovels, right? Dad's got 2 shovels. Jeez, he loves work. No, if he digs a hole on his own, normally shovel in each hand, right, Dad? But one each on this occasion. We're digging away, digging and bloody digging. It's a fairly hot day, off with the shirts. We both had the same blue singlet on. Didn't go unnoticed, I can tell you. Digging away. At one point there, we touched elbows. Neither of us said, ugh. It was that sort of day. So we're digging away, digging and digging. I see Mum at the window just about bloody melting, you know. What a father and son picture is that? I'll put the kettle on, they'll be drinking tea after this for sure. And digging down, me and Dad digging side by side. Finally, we get down, and you wouldn't bloody believe it. Someone had buried a wardrobe in me Dad's backyard. It was a homing hanger. Oh, no.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this with Gai Waterhouse. Stick around. This is television. Visual. Oh, there. Welcome our time with Pam Ayres. My next guest is the daughter of legendary trainer Tommy Smith, good wide shot tone, and she's married to the son of legendary bookmaker Bill Waterhouse. She recently celebrated her first major success as a horse trainer, and she looks great in a pork pie hat. Would you please welcome Gai Waterhouse? Now, Gai, did you always want to be a racehorse trainer?
Oh, well, not always. I wanted to be an actress early in the piece, but I wasn't quite good enough for that, so I thought I'd better try something I might be better at.
Of course, coming from a family of racehorse trainers, what did your dad say when you said you wanted to be an actress?
I didn't think much of it. He said that you'll make a much better profession and more money in my business than you'll ever do in the theatre.
Did you see my bit on Butterfly Island?
Oh, absolutely. Now, let's see what you have to do.
Magic performance, Jane. It was just very special.
Okay.
And, of course, Gai, so you did a bit of acting.
I did, yes. I went to England, Pam's neck of the woods, for 3 years and travelled around there. Went up to Billingham and down to Bournemouth and Eastbourne and over to Canada. I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
Mm. And then, of course, you got into the racing industry. Now, how did you take that step?
Well, when I came back, there wasn't much work available in Australia. And maybe I don't know, I found it difficult. Every time I went for a job, it seemed to be Tommy Smith's daughter going for the job and not myself. So I was in a play and Dad saw it and he said, look, I really think you're mad not to come and work with me. He said, you know, there's room in the business for you. And so I took the step. I sort of married my acting with the racing. I was able to sort of interview for Channel 7. I was working for them for quite some time and going to the track and clocking the horses and working in the stables, and I was able to sort of marry the two for quite some time.
Now, what does it take, because I know Jamie's thinking of taking race training up, he was only telling me before the show. What does it take to become a race trainer? What skills?
Well, I suppose it takes a number of things. Firstly, you've got to work in the industry, firstly, Steve. But secondly, I suppose you've got to have an eye for a horse, and you've got to be a business person. I mean, you can be the best horse trainer in the world and have one horse. So you've got to be able to run it as a business and also have an eye for a horse, be able to go to the sales and see a horse and say, I like that horse.
Can you look at a horse and assess its personality, its temperament?
Well, I can look at a horse and say, yes, I like the look of that horse. So I always relate it to looking at a bloke and saying, there's a good-looking fellow. And that's the same with the horse.
Well, how do you think I'm going here?
You're too overweight. You need a bit more work.
Excuse me.
But, I mean, can I ask you, do you think racehorses enjoy racing?
Yes, I do. They're bred to do that, and I think they do enjoy racing. And if they don't enjoy racing, they're not much good to the owners or the trainers or the jockeys.
I was watching that horse fall. I mean, what was it, the Cox Plate the other day?
Oh, I hate to see that. I hate to see horses
big tumble
fall.
Well, no one likes to see horses fall. No one likes to see...
I mean, you like steeplechase?
Yes, I love steeplechasing. It's great in England, steeplechasing. But
I hate to see them fall like that, you know.
Well, they could fall in the paddock. They can run into a fence in the paddock, so the mares will be out there doing something they're bred to do. But the trouble is with the Cox Plate that everyone just got over-eager, and they were all within about 2 lengths of each other. None of the jockeys were giving each other enough room.
Who's the biggest jockey you've ever seen? Sorry, this is just out of nowhere. I'm just wondering if I could become one.
This isn't leading to me.
The tallest jockey I've ever seen. The tallest jockey I've ever seen, I suppose, would be, Grant Cooksley falls into that category, and I suppose also Lester Piggott. Both very tall men for jockeys, not for you, of course. They look quite short next to you, Steve.
But if we were to take a person, I mean, you being a racing trainer, if I was to say to you, could you take a person who was an unusual shape, and if I gave you, say, if I was to give you, say, 10 days...
I'd like 10 months.
No, but let's say that I gave you 10 days with this person, and then we were to do a live cross to a racetrack, and with you with this person and this person on the back of a horse. Do you think in that intervening time you could have got him to at least an acceptable standard?
Well, we get a lot of people in our stable who can't ride, and they're all shapes and sizes, and by the end of the time they're with us, they all can ride. So I think some people have more aptitude to it than others, and of course they all lose weight when they're riding. So maybe it's a good thing.
Well, I think, look, here we go. By Melbourne Cup Eve, by Melbourne Cup night, on the night of the Melbourne Cup...
Pam's probably busy. I don't think she'll be able to do it.
I don't think I'm much trouble with Pam.
You'd be having a concert or something that night, wouldn't you?
Jamie has agreed. Well, he hasn't actually agreed, but I'm sure he will. The Melbourne Cup Carnival, he's prepared to ride. We're going to take a break. I'm with Gai, Jamie and Pam. We'll be back with more after this. Clive Young. I'm with Gai and Jamie and Pam Ayres. Incidentally, that's Pam Ayres' book, and you can see Pam Ayres at the following venues, and there you have it. Thanks, Tone. Thank you. There you go. Next week, our featured musical act goes on the road of support for Richard Marx. Tonight he performs Friends and Lovers from his new album, When the World Turns. Would you please welcome Clive Young.
To keep all he knew inside, and now I can show my hand anytime I want to, baby. There'll be no talking about the weather with strangers who don't care who I am. I'm ready to face all the dangers, 'cause I know who I am. All the friends and lovers I have known will be together and make me whole. Even when my darkest hour has come, friends and lovers help me carry on. When you're sinking into your that kind of truth don't last. It's not your destination. Well, there are people all around us who try to save us when we fall. They hold us when we cry. They're there for us all. All the prison lovers I have known put me together and make me whole. Even when my darkest hour has come, friends and lovers help me carry on. All the friends and lovers I have known put me together and make me whole. Even when my darkest hour has come, friends and lovers help me carry on. Help me carry on. I once was a man who tried to keep all he knew inside, and now I can show my hand anytime I want to, baby. There'll be no talking about the weather with strangers who don't care who I am. I'm ready to face all the dangers, 'cause I know who I am. All the friends and lovers I have known put me together and make me whole. Even when my darkest hour has come, friends and lovers help me carry on. All the friends and lovers I have known put me together and make me whole. Even when my darkest hour has come, friends and lovers help me carry on. All the friends and lovers I have known, they help me carry
In the midnight hour, oh yeah, in the midnight hour, all right.
And welcome back, guys. We are just about out of time. Gai's got a horse running in the Melbourne Cup, and the name of that horse is?
It's Tiako Nick. It runs in the Dalgety on Saturday at Flemington, and then all going well, everything going well, it'll be there on Tuesday.
And would you recommend that somebody, a big punter like Jamie or Pam, put their money on this nag?
Yeah, I think they definitely should be putting their money on it, Steve. They definitely got an outstanding each-way chance in the Cup.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Gai, for being with us tonight. We wish you all the very best for that. And Jamie Dunn, thank you very much for being with us. All the best in life. Pam Ayres, good luck with the Australian tour. We wish you all the very best. And our special guest, Agro, thank you for being with us, Agro. And there is... And thank you for being with us, Australia. We had a fun night tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night, where it just keeps getting better and better.
Till the midnight hour, that's when my love comes tumbling down. I'm gonna wait till the midnight